I'm Trace Howard, and I'm here to tell you that working on your cars can be a very big pain. Taking them to an auto shop or dealership to get worked on can also be a pain and can be very expensive. There are a few things that we can do at our vehicles in our very own driveways if we wanted, and one of those things is changing your car's oil. You can change your car's oil all by yourself very simply, save time, and also save money in the process. According to the DIY experts, the Family Handyman newspaper, one of the most critical maintenance chores for cars is changing the car's oil regularly. Doing this, you'll save money and extend the car's life by thousands of miles. Before we can start doing this, we need to gather all of our materials needed to change your car's oil. You can check your owner's manual to figure out which type of oil your car needs. There are many different types, such as 5W20, 10W30, and it's very important you get the type that your motor needs and you're not mixing different types of oils or putting the wrong kinds in. Also, you can check your owner's manual to see which type of oil filter your car requires. Oil filters differ on mileage. Some change every 3,000, some every 6,000. It's very important you get the correct oil filter and the correct amount of oil that work together with your vehicle. Now that we have our material, we're going to need some of our tools. If you don't have these tools, I recommend buying them because they will be helpful in the future. You can use them over again if you need to do another oil change later on, and they're very handy to have around the house. And some of these are just good tools to have in general. Some of the tools we'll be using will be a jack stand, an oil pan, an oil filter wrench, and depending on your car's oil pan plug, you may need a socket wrench. We'll get into that. You'll also want some rubber gloves so you don't get oil on your hands. You want some rags to clean up your mess afterwards, and you'll also want a bucket for storing the old oil. Now that we have everything, we can begin. But you want to make sure you haven't driven your car lately before starting it. If you have, in Jefferson Brine's Know-How Notes, Top 10 Oil Change Do's and Don'ts, he recommends that if you have driven your car, let it sit for 20 to 30 minutes before working on it. First thing we want to do after we've let our car cool down is we're going to get our jack and lift it up. And we need to place the jack stands under the car in a secure position and let the car lower back down onto the stands. That way we can safely get under the car and work on it. Next, we're going to get our oil pan, our oil filter wrench, and the socket, depending on your car. And we're going to get under it, and there's an oil plug on your car's oil pan. You're going to want to unscrew that. Sometimes on newer models it's a plastic one. You can use your hand, or it'll be a metal nut. You can take it off with the wrench. Let that drain out to your oil pan. Once that is finished, replace the nut. Screw your pan over to the oil filter, unscrew that, let all that oil drain out. Get your new oil filter. You want to put some oil inside and on it. It'll help lube it up, make it easier to apply and take off the next time. You just want to hand tighten these. You don't want to use your wrench to tighten these again. It could mess up the filter, and you don't want that happening, so you have to buy a new one. After that, we're going to want to we'll put the jack back into the vehicle, lift it back up, and take our jack stands out. We can let the vehicle back down so that it's level, and we can pop our hood and put in the required amount of quarts of oil into your car. Close that, and you can check your dipstick. You want to pull this out, wipe it clean, check it multiple times, make sure that the oil is level with the line. You don't want too much or too little. If it's too little, keep adding. If it's too much, you can let some drain out and put it back. Once you've done this, once it's level, you're good. You can close your hood, close everything up, make sure everything's clean. Start your car for about 5 minutes, let it run without driving it. That'll help the oil move around through your engine, get everything ready to go, and you're done. And with this simple trick, you can stop taking your vehicles to shops and change your oil yourself. Save you time and money in the process. And that is it.